It's the Album Review Club, brought to you by Straight Lie Entertainment. We got another one for you today. It's a little bit different. This album was a little slight different.
Mr. Broken Hands, which are coming at you in 1 second.
I got the club.
Hey, what's up? Shout out to old 60s and 70s football where they just wrap their hand up and then just start beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, and we also got He Who Shall Not Be.
Yeah. He's got the green light on today. That means he's shooting at anybody.
He's right.
Or he's going home.
Man, I'm about to say that was tough and he killed himself.
I mean, it happens, dude. I ain't good all the time. Just once in a while.
I appreciate you for hosting last week. We had some technical difficulties on my end.
My pleasure, man. Everyone, thanks for tuning in last week as we talked about Kendrick Lamar. And now
I know his intro won't as an entertainer of mine, but
our things feel, man.
and from the
Straight from the north side.
from the jungle
Boy.
Canada himself.
Cheddar cheese in the building.
Captain Canada.
Look, man, I don't know what's up with these lives. I swear, every time I come through, I request to get in, and I always have technical difficulties getting in, but I'm here. Shout out to everyone. Merry Christmas.
The barricades coming up.
Turn your hotspot on. But nah, hey, shoot. I guess we're in chill little vibe tonight. This was a chill little album that we listened to this week. It is minus the bullshit. Life's Great by Nascent. All right. And before we get started, y'all already know how we do. And toast.
Cheers.
Hey,
Sorry. I was going to bring alcohol, but then I was too lazy. Too lazy to get drunk.
The story of his life.
I was just got out of this chair and I realized it takes work to do that. So I'm good.
Corey's like, I was going to insert any activity. But I was lazy.
You know what I wasn't lazy doing? Listening to this album, though, guys.
Let's keep go outside, but then I was lazy. Yeah.
I was gonna go to the gym, but then I did not.
All right, but before we get started, how y'all feeling? Y'all doing all right? Y'all have a Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Boxing Day, Kofi?
Hey, Kwanzaa. But I had a good time, man.
Yo,
I hate Kwanzaa with a passion.
Yo,
but
man, I'll be real with you, bro. Christmas is good. The family's good. And you know, sometimes you like really beat the shit out of somebody in fantasy football, and it's like it makes it even better. Who doesn't like winning? But it makes it better when money was on the line. Now, when I say I beat the shit out of them, I mean like I'm surprised they're even able to do this live right now. Like it was bad. So happy holidays to everybody except for my opponent.
Spoiler, he's talking about me. My team decided to go on holiday early this year, and they all stopped playing football for a little bit. I was shocked. I was appalled, but I knew it was about to happen.
But nah, man.
My fantasy basketball team crapped out on me, man.
Dang, bro. How did that happen? What happened with those guys?
I'm saying, man, Luka's been injured, and I don't know. Everybody else just kind of been up and down. It's been a rough week in fantasy for me.
Man, I hope you ain't somebody good this week.
All I know, I gotta be honest with you, bro. This is the first week that the injury bug has actually bit my team, and even though we doing okay right now, like we doing okay, this has not been fun. Like this is not being comfortable.
Now y'all know how.
like,
Now y'all know
like, like,
how I feel.
like, yeah. I was making fun of y'all a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Oh, y'all main players down, boo hoo." And then Giannis goes down for me. I was like, "Hold on, where all my double doubles at? Where all where all the rebounds at?" It's just like, it's like Giannis single handedly accounts for like 55 of my rebounds a week. I was like, "Oh, so without him, my team is useless." It's like, shoot, it's like I'm in
Trying to see all
pain.
the stats that don't exist no more.
That's all good, man. Well, let's get into it, big dog.
Hey, but like y'all said, minus the bullshit. Life's great.
Life is good. Life is
Uh,
good.
this not really a tell to take because this nigga don't even got a Wikipedia page, but he is a Grammy winning producer,
What?
which that kind of makes this a little different album. This is a producer album. This isn't your normal like an artist with
Oh, the
different
Grammy?
straight producer.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think was it with the Kanye song or something?
Yeah, he did it
I
with
remember.
her. It was the best melodic rap song in 2022, I think.
Best melodic rap song.
Yeah.
That's a category.
I mean, you can't.
It's like when you're watching ESPN and they come up with a random basketball stat. This is the first player to drop a triple double on a Tuesday in December.
Oh
So
wow, he did.
This is
Let's
the
look it up. All
first
right.
guy who dropped
best
14 points
melodic rap
with
album.
black shoes on.
He,
No one's ever worn black shoes before he shot
Oh
dropped 14.
snap! So I think he they either used part of his song or he helped produce. Uh, he got nominated for a couple things that year, but he got nominated for "Good Days" by SZA, which I guess they used his
Uh,
like his production. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
yeah, so he low key legit in the game. Um,
He ain't no alchemist though. You know what I'm
hey,
saying? But we ain't talking about no Uncle Al.
but
We don't speak on Uncle Al. But go
but yeah,
ahead.
he's done work with 50, Ye, SZA, Chance, and a bunch of other people.
I see
But
chance.
he
Boo,
dropped.
Chance. Boo, drop the album. Drop the album, nigga.
He's
It's like, shoot. But
he
nah, man, all right, bet.
yeah he
Bet.
May 2021.
All right, bet.
Yeah,
Minus the
but shout out
bullshit like
on
great.
you. This is your Secret Santa album of the week.
Yeah, I've never heard this guy before. This is my introduction to Nascent. Um, Overall, I liked it. It was interesting because I wasn't expecting a producer album, so I kind of had to adjust to that. I feel like it would have been really good for if we do it. We should do a producer album month one time. But
I'm going.
uh,
Just
once
so
I kind of got
you
used
can
to
wait,
it,
wait, just so you can nominate DJ Khaled. I don't think so.
wow,
I'm not gonna claim for
wow,
those. I'm not gonna
DJ
claim for
Khaled,
that.
DJ
And also
Khaled, not
technically,
since
and,
I'm
and
so
also
hip.
technically, all of Kanye's albums are DJ produced albums.
Yeah, yeah. But that means Pharrell is as well.
Huh?
Mm,
Would Pharrell be as well with like all of his stuff and his like NERD stuff and whatever and Neptune's album?
No, NERD was the actual group. Like, I feel like if you're with a group of people and like y'all all make the beats, you can't really call that like a producer. It's like that's part of what you do. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Yeah.
yeah. With so like and that would be the same with the Wu Tang Clan because
No,
you know.
no, because the Wu Tang Clan is whack. It'd be the same as if you had like a rock band, like we don't look at like Guns N' Roses just because they write the music. Some of it, let's be very clear, it wasn't a lot of it. Even though they write it and performed it, we're not like, oh man, they produced. No, it's not. It's like
Mhm.
y'all a group. Y'all supposed to be doing this. Nigga, y'all, it's four niggas in this group. Somebody got to sing, somebody got to dance, and somebody got to make the beats. So yeah.
Would that be? Would you be able to do Boldy James then? Because he does the full.
Whoa,
No.
Okay, I got you now. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Sorry. I was just curious
Hey,
because I didn't know like where that line
I
starts.
mean, technically
But
speaking, though, if Bodie James was hooking up with just one producer for that album, couldn't you technically call it that producer's album?
No,
usually
because
they do. They do that because it was Bodie James. I mean, it was Bodie James and the engineer or the
yeah,
conductor, Conductor Williams.
The
no.
conductor.
So
yeah.
here's my deal. In
It,
my mind, when we say a producer album, we're talking about something like DJ Khaled, where it's like, yeah, I made the beats, but I
Mm.
basically gathered all my friends and these artists to like, and we compiled these songs together. If I just lock in with one dude and we make a mixtape, I don't see that as the same thing because it's like that's why I like those projects. It's like Conductor Williams and Boldy James, then the album Conductor Williams Alchemist album. It's not like,
Oh,
hey,
so like, I'm pretty sure there's some Metro Boomin mixtape
yeah, yeah,
albums like that.
yeah, Metro Boomin,
Mustard,
Metro
that new
Boomin.
that last album, Mustard drop. But no, okay, I just want to correct because I feel like DJ Khaled doesn't produce anything. I feel like DJ Khaled literally just quarterbacks
Hey,
the song
hey,
and pulls the
man,
first guy. He's not a producer because I
hey.
feel like most of his hits
This
back in the
is
day were
what
produced by the Runners, like the
this is
Runners
what 20 to
and Cool and Dre.
25 years.
In fact, DJ
This,
Khaled owes half his career to Cool and Dre and the Runners.
okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. So, hey, man, this is what 20 25 years in the game lets you do. Does he make all his beats?
I don't think he makes any of them. I legitimately don't think he
So
makes any of them.
it's one of those things where it's just like it don't even matter.
And plus,
It don't even matter.
he a good quarterback. He can
Yeah,
quarterback.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He puts together a good song, a decent song. But like, I don't know if we can call him a producer anymore.
So, what's your favorite Rick Ross song with DJ Khaled?
Speeding. I don't know.
Nah, man. So you say you never heard of this guy?
Oh yeah. No, never heard of him before. Like I said before last week, I might have heard minus the bullshit. I might have heard that one on like a shuffle or something like that because I don't know, it just looks familiar, for lack of a better word. But
Doesn't
Some of
sound
these
familiar, but it
words
does
look
look
familiar.
but yeah, no, for the most part, like I said earlier, I had a good week. It was decent. I actually get a little bit more into it once I get to the highs and lows, but it wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't bad. Well, any of y'all, I'll toss it to anybody, but has anybody heard of NASA before?
nope.
That might give away who did it.
He ain't got he ain't got no Wikipedia page. It's like, he ain't got no Wikipedia page.
When he won that Grammy, people were just like, who is coming up on stage?
yo,
Who is this?
yo, security, get this. Yo, what's
You
he
should be
doing?
outside cutting the grass. Who let you into the doors?
Who let the janitor get
He
on
accepted that
stage?
award during like a bathroom break. And I was like, all right, can you go use the bathroom? Go ahead. And he was like, I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you for this Grammy.
But nah, man. We're gonna get into what the highs first, lows first.
Yeah.
All right, I can go and kick that off. Highlights for me, I did really like "Bounce the Bullshit." That was probably my favorite song on the album. Um, "Caught Up" was another decent one I enjoyed. What was it? "Lock It Up." "Lock It Up" was another good one too, man. Duckworth came through, and my man Saba, which Saba needs more love in the game. I feel like Saba's kind of slept on, man. He's one of those Chicago boys. I feel like I usually see him teaming up with Smino, but Saba needs some more love in the game.
Wait,
And that's
who?
Saba. What's Saba? Saba? Am I tripping? Yeah, Saba's gonna lock it up.
Saba. Never
Uh,
heard of him.
oh man.
I thought you just meant Side Baby, and I was like, Side Baby's doing great.
No. Saba's a decent dude, man. Like he fits into that. He fits into a similar lane as like Smino. Like he makes a lot of chill kind of music like that.
Never heard of him.
Um,
He a rap? He like a Chicago? We don't know Chicago rappers.
I think so. I don't know. I think he's from Chicago. I could be wrong, but I think he's from Chicago because I think he came up on that whole Chance the Rapper. We make music for free, like Big Mensa. I think he came up with them. I
Okay.
could be wrong,
All right,
but I
back. Go
think so.
ahead. My bad.
But yeah, those are probably the highlights for me. Like overall, I do like the vibe of this album. Like it reminded me of back in my study days when I throw on some like lo-fi beats and then just like kind of vibe out and studying. Like it kind of took me back to that. It's just the vibes on it were pretty decent, man. Overall, but those are definitely highlights for the songs with people actually rapping on it were some of the highlights for me. There were I'll get more to that in my low lights, but there were a lot of non-rap songs, non voices on it. But anyway, Dub, what was your highlights, bro?
Um, it was a dope little listen to. I went into it blind, and by the time I got to the end of it, I was like, either this is a producer joint or this
Yeah.
dude got all types of styles and sound different. I don't know who this nigga is. But luckily it's a producer album, so that put me at ease. But I did like Notice. and Lock It Up. Those are probably my top two. With straightforward.
Wait, which ones?
Notice
No,
and Lock.
this one. Yeah.
Um, but it was a dope little vibe. It was right down my alley too. So I enjoyed listening to it. So those are my quick little.
My bad. My bad. Throw away. Let me be clear. The reason why I had to ask you that is because I don't know why, but I'm having a real hard time connecting the songs to the names. So it's like, so people are just like, man, I like this song a lot. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And that one
You-
goes like,
yeah,
that one
I had to write some
goes
of it
like,
down. I had to like write
it's
down the
like,
ones
I'm
I
not gonna
liked.
lie to
Just,
you.
you
I'm not
know.
gonna
and
lie to
that's
you.
not me, and that's not me going at the album. It's more like I legit like it's. I don't know. My brain's not connecting the songs with their titles, so it's like I'm like Saba.
I'm not
It's
gonna
just like.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got a little cheat code right here. When I got name a song, quick little preview. But
All right,
Okay, bet. All right, cool. All right, who's it on now?
oh,
yeah, pass it off, food. Whoop.
yeah.
Go
I'll
ahead,
go. I'll
Flo.
just take it over. We'll let Folo take it at the end.
Hey,
Um,
hey,
Hey yo, pause. Hey yo.
Who
Hey yo.
17?
we'll go ahead and double team this right quick. Well, I go power this bitch. All right, let me switch. I'm gonna pick up Bottom Dollar literally because it kind of establishes that lo-fi like presence on this album, especially if you listen to it like from like just a sequential style. So I did like as soon as I heard like the lo-fi style that he was going for, I'm like I'm not mad at it. And then I'll probably go to Notice because I do think that song overall is really good. Um, and then I like this. This sounds Chicago as fuck, and it's mainly because of he did a different style to the sound. There was a lot of just more samples, more stylistic choices that he made on this track specifically. Unfortunately, it was kind of muddled with a guy talking over it, so it's kind of a throwaway track. But it did showcase if you like kind of listen through it. He did put a lot of shit into that song itself. It kind of had like a little bit of like a wave, kind of cool like it was a different style of lo-fi hip hop that had like jazz kind of forwardness that I like. But that's pretty much what I'm gonna talk. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and pass that off to Fuller.
All right, give me a second. Hold on. I don't. Hey, so I'm googling this now. I don't really hear like the lo-fi part of this. Like I hear like lo-fi on like maybe one or two tracks. This doesn't sound lo-fi to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I think lo-fi, I think Jay Dilla. And like while that's close, I can see where you're like going with. I think like Jay Dilla, New Javes, stuff like that. This doesn't sound like that to me. Like besides like one or two
This,
songs.
I mean, I don't know about, cause I don't know about lo-fi rap, quote unquote. But this sounds like if you go onto YouTube and type in lo-fi beats to study to,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's
The reason
that's
why
what
I say
I
it's
think this
lo-fi
is.
is because it has a lot of times lo-fi beats, and it's really difficult because there's also guys like if you ever watch Samurai Champloo, most of that soundtrack is not really lo-fi. It's more like house, hip hop, jazz infused. That's a very like deep cut to people who only know Samurai Champloo. But there's cats called Force of Nature. They basically got a whole bunch of house, Japanese musicians like what was it house DJs from Japan
All
who
right,
just
I don't
started
care about
killing
any
it.
of this. Look,
But
well,
okay,
basically
so
what
let
I'm
me go
saying is
back
like
to it, right?
I just don't
Mugabe's
think
got
this. I wouldn't classify this guy as lo-fi. That's all I'm saying. But nevertheless, though, there's I can see the blending of it though. But anyway, but back to the list of songs. Highlights for me would be it's kind of funny because Cheddar said he didn't like the non-rapper ones, but I'd like straightforward because I actually do fuck with Jordan Ward. Like a lot. Like I listened to the past two Jordan Ward albums, past three. So I actually like fucked with straightforward a lot. Block It Up was fire. On My Own, I like that. And I've been listening to Orion's Son. She's a singer. She's like a very obscure singer. Like she like barely has any projects out. I've been listening to Orion's Son for about a year now. So to hear her pop up here, I was like, all right, this is solid too. And then that was basically and This Sounds Chicago as fuck. I thought that was kind of dope too. But that's pretty much it. Straightforward. Lock It Up. Forever. Lover Boy. On My Own, and This Sounds Chicago as fuck. I thought it was dope. I do
Just
not
just a,
see.
just a, just a quick clarification. I didn't mean that like I didn't like the songs without rappers on it. I just meant I like the songs with actual that weren't just instrumentals. That were just like glorified instrumentals or instrumentals of like, oh, hey, let me throw some kids playing in the park in the background, and then it's not necessarily the songs that are just mainly instrumentals were the songs that I don't necessarily care too much
Okay,
for.
track. That makes sense. Check that. Also, side note. I mean, we're gonna get into this a little bit later, but like, I really don't hear what you guys hear on minus the bullshit. But like, we'll get into that later. It's not even that I think it's bad. I just think it's like there's a couple songs up here, and I'll get into it when we do the low lights, where I was just like, okay, just like, this is the song we're on now. All right, wasn't even mad at it. I was just like, okay, we'll just let's go ahead and get through this next 3 minutes. We'll be out of here. Because I will say one thing about his album is like you kind of know, and the way he puts the songs together, you kind of know pretty early on if you're gonna like it, because it's the same vibe the whole way through. So it's like if when I played minus the bullshit the song, I was like, oh, I don't like this, and it doesn't matter. You have another 3 minutes. It's just like of exactly or like
Yeah.
when I listen to Straightforward, it's like I like Jordan Ward. The whole track's Jordan Ward. It's hard to get mad when I got exactly what I was presented. So yeah, but nah, I guess it's back on you, Cheddar.
Low lights for me, kind of like I was saying, the songs that are mainly just instrumentals or glorified instrumentals. I mean, I was fine with it. I was just surprised uh going like I was because I think from the first song, which is not a song, it's just like an answer machine, somebody getting fired on the answer machine. From the jump, I thought this was gonna be like a concept album of some sort where it's like I don't know, just running skits, like a running tagline of like some guys just got fired, trying to go through his day, trying to get through the bullshit. Like I thought that's what I was expecting, and then like I remember I got to like the third or fourth song, I started. 'Cause first couple listens I do of these albums is just kind of having the background. I see what sticks. So I remember I got to like song 3 or 4, and I'm like, wait a second, I haven't heard a single word on this album yet. Like I got to the fourth song, I was like, wait a second, this
You thought it was an old school Kanye album where it's like, can you get much higher? And it's like, yo, this is going on for so long. It's like,
yeah. So and it's not necessarily like a low point of the album. It's just my expectations. I had to adjust my expectations moving through it. Um, but it's funny because like I said, I was expecting like a concept album, and then like the second song, Bottom Dollar, starts off sounding like the intro to Pornhub or something like that, and it's like, wait a second,
Yeah.
what's going on here? But some other low like and like he threw like like I don't understand why he threw an interlude on a album where, like I said, a lot of the songs are kind of instrumentals. I don't know, but it was an interesting take. To not have like a consistent like concept byline through it or whatever. I don't know. I
oh,
was expecting something a little bit more
hold
consistent.
on, hold on, hold on. I gotta give that green flag. I gotta give that.
Yeah.
Somebody flash the lights for me. There we go.
Somebody flash lights for me.
I didn't really think about that before, but I agree with that. That's pretty. If you, yeah, because I feel like we've been having a whole bunch of interlude talks on these
Yeah.
lives recently, and I've been keeping my opinion to myself. But I'm
Hey,
ready to let it out since Cheddar already
hey,
said it. I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like
I'm about to piggyback off of that. My note this was it feels incomplete
Yeah,
mainly because 5 out of 13 tracks are either instrumentals or interludes.
Mhm.
yeah.
So it's like once again, when you produce an album, why do you have so many? I mean, I guess it makes sense for a producer to put like a beat up there and I guess do that T-Pain thing. Hey, add your own verse, send it back to me. We don't make a song out of it. But I don't know. It just made it feel incomplete because then you got interludes and you just like,
hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's funny. We agree on what Kofi said, but we can't. We arrived at two different destinations.
I
And
mean,
it's just interesting because like I mean a lot of those instrumentals are like decent listens for the vibe or whatever, but it's just I don't know. I guess kind of like what I said. Like I had to really adjust my
yeah,
expectations and to kind of adjust to that. Whereas like if there had been like a solid byline through, if there had been more tracks that like an actual narrative that he formatted into an album. I don't know if it's just I'm missing the narrative or if it's just not very clear, or if it's just me personally. But like, I don't know. It was a little bit. I got to kind of take it down a couple notches because of that. But that's honestly my biggest and really the main complaint. Other than that, everything else was relatively fine to decent. So
There's no
Yeah.
way
So
it's on
Yeah.
40.
that's all.
Oh,
Hey, so you got any more low lights, Woo?
nah, that's all I got. Hey, you
Yeah.
explained it just for me. You got it.
40 then. What you got, 40?
All right. I'll just say that like most of this album is a low life for me. It dollar hits, I'm like, okay, here's like because as you said, you're like, this album might go somewhere because it feels like a concept album. You look at the tracks, you look at like the way it's been said, and you kind of like there's interludes on it, so like it's like if it smells like a concept album, it looks like a concept album, it might be a concept album, but it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's just like a producer going like, guess what, guys? Here's some stuff I can do, right? The
Yeah.
problem is if that's like, and then I look at it from that lens, and I'm like, if this is the case, a lot of his stuff was not like overly impressive and like bottom dollar like sets it off, but then I'm just sitting over here kind of listening to stuff, and like this sounds like Chicago is one of those where it's like he shows that he has the ability to like kind of pull different styles and different like sampling like
wait, you
ideas and
said this
whatnot.
sounds like Chicago's what?
No, this sounds Chicago as fuck. That song shows
Yeah,
that he's able to, and like even the people he's bringing in are not like the people he brought in for most of these tracks. I don't think did a negative or disservice to the tracks he had.
Yeah.
So the problem is just I feel like this was kind of I just wasn't impressed. And then like I'm looking at people who could be considered in the same realm, which is really fucked up to do. I will definitely say that that's not fair to artists to be like, hey, I would like, but the problem is I'm like I would rather listen to Nujabes. Like I would just rather just pick a Nujabes album and just listen to that in the
Good
background.
job, Ace.
Maybe this is probably better when you're driving. Maybe it's probably better to do something else. But there's so many producer albums that their style is so interesting and the way that like they go because like a lot of producer albums pick music that they themselves have nostalgic value to and they bring to the table. So when you listen to those produced albums, you kind of go like, oh shit, this is what he's interested in. Whereas for this guy, it's like very rudimentary jazz with some like hip hop beats thrown in. And I'm kind of like, you can't keep getting away with it. Like you can't just keep doing the same thing, but then change when the drums come in, you know? So I was kind of annoyed on that part. And then
We can't let him get
I don't know,
away
like
with mediocrity. You gotta
it's,
stop the mediocrity.
it's like I mean, if I were to go and tell you like, hey, how you feel about like Loverboy versus Bottom Dollar? It's like, dude, I don't know what the difference is on some of these tracks because I can't really like they don't stand out. But that's just me. I think that was my biggest problem with this album.
For the
Uh,
Is
for the introduction to that, I use Loverboy because I mean, if you got instrumental on your album that we're reviewing, I'm gonna use the opportunity.
oh, you're good.
Take the
You're good.
opportunity. Instrumental you left on the album that you probably shouldn't have put up there.
Yeah. It's I don't know, but like that's my whole problem is that this, especially with what Jay said, is if you don't fuck with that song, congratulations, that song has that much playtime, and now you have to sit through it.
yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
don't really have to, but it's still like, and there's no surprises, there's nothing like fancy. It's just kind of like he's straight, and it's like one of his title tracks. It's straightforward. So I'm gonna go and pass it to Fuller. Right.
so I didn't really get any type of concept vibe. Like as soon as I realized it was like a producer track or a producer album, I I don't remember the last producer album I heard that was a concept album. Personally, like I would now let's be clear, I don't listen to a bunch of them, but like I don't remember the last like producer album or mixtape or whatever. And it's like they they're doing a concept, so I
But
didn't really
like,
have like I didn't have any.
what's the last producer album you've heard that had like skits and interludes on it and stuff?
Probably since we've been doing this album review club, probably Crunk Juice.
No, no, but I mean like, oh yeah, Lil Jon. Okay, fair, fair.
But I thought you said
It's like,
Front View for the sound.
my bad. But no, it's like but no, so nevertheless though, so it's like I didn't really expect a concept. I was just kind of like whenever I hear producer stuff, I just assume it's gonna be a collection of songs that they fuck with. So like when I listened to like Metro Boomin and Future earlier this year, I was like, I wasn't expecting like cohesion. I was just kind of like, oh, this is whatever tracks they want to throw up here. As far as lowlights though,
But I also feel like producer albums either go straight nothing but features on all the songs, or it's a straight like an instrumental package. I feel like they either pick one or the other. Where I feel like this is a lot of let's slam this together and y'all get what y'all get. I just want a Grammy. Let's see what I can get out there.
well, that's what
All
I'm
you want is one
saying.
of Grammy at that time.
Well, and wait,
Uh,
wait, and that's what I'm
Never mind.
saying is like, oh, that's what I'm saying is like I don't listen to producer albums like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me. I don't listen to producer albums and artist albums in the same way.
Mhm.
Like I would expect someone like Chance to have a concept album and a vision and blah blah blah. I would expect someone like I'm not gonna keep using DJ Khaled, but I would expect someone like let's say Metro Boomin like only dropped like a producer mixtape, which he has before. I wouldn't expect like because it's like the goals are different. It's like one is an artist trying to tell a story lyrically. The other one is essentially to me it's just like a collection of beats, and whoever I thought was hottest on this beat, that's who got up here, and that's how I put on the track. That's how I look at it, but that's me. I've been diving more into like especially since I started listening way more to The Alchemist. Like Alchemist has several projects that like you make. There is no like cohesive vision behind like why these songs up there. So it's really hard to argue why like Push the
Mhm.
T and the Locks are on one track and on the next track is Earl Sweatshirt. Like yeah, like no matter what we're talking about, these artists do not go together. It's just like shoot. But no, nevertheless, so my bad. Let me go and get to the lowlights. My lowlights for me, um, got fired if that is even to be considered a track.
But see,
I
that's part of
did.
my
Man,
problem is like
he
got
just
fired.
did it so he can say the interlude.
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish. So I didn't really fuck with minus the bullshit. I don't get what y'all might be hearing and notice, but to each his own. I don't think it's a bad track. It's just once again, the bad tracks up here for me were not like, oh, I can't listen to this shit. This is unbearable. No, the bad tracks up here for me were just like, oh, okay. I mean, this is fine. Um, I don't like. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I felt. I felt like the songs I will be taking away from this would be like, I'm a Jordan Ward fan. I'm taking Straightforward. I'm a Orion Sun fan. I'm taking Forever. Like easily taking Forever. And as far as like the production blowing me away, maybe it's the fact that I start listening to and paying attention to more of the producers I've been listening to. Ever since I went down like the Alchemist rabbit hole like 5 or 6 years ago. I've really started to pay attention to who I'm listening to and who's producing stuff. And you'd be surprised at some of the best producers in the game. It's not like eye popping. It's not like not everyone's going to be a Metro Boomin where I'm gonna have Kendrick rap, I'm gonna have Future rap, and I'm gonna have a breakdown where I'm just going crazy on them. Like not everybody's gonna do that. That's not everybody's style. Not everybody's gonna be a Travis Scott or Kanye where it's gonna be a bunch of distortion and subs and boo boo boo. Some people are just like, hey man, look, so I heard this sample and then I repeated this part over again, added some beats into it, blah blah. If you listen to the Alchemist, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Alchemist makes some of the most legendary beats in hip hop. Alchemist also has a large catalog of him being like, no, I like this sample, so I chopped this motherfucker the fuck up, and we made
Yeah.
a record out of it. So I don't really listen to it. I'm not just like, oh man, this shit is. No, I listen to some shit. I was like, oh okay, so we're doing like a chill vibe. By the time I heard Orion Sun was up here, I was like, this is a chill out. This is like Orion Sun is a chill person. This is not gonna be a bunch of sparking lights and all this other shit flashing fireworks. This is gonna be a very chill, jazz, laid back shit. Blah. Orion Sun and Jordan Ward, you can't have them on the same album and be like, and yeah, man, I was expecting a whole bunch of. No, I know exactly what I'm getting. but
Boom
but
bap
then
rap.
but then yeah, I think part of what made this easier to listen to for me is I know some of these artists,
Uh,
like some of them, not all. So yeah, but go ahead.
that's fair.
Also, wait, hold on for a second. Y'all ain't never heard Jordan Ward? Word?
I've heard of Jordan
Word?
Woods.
What?
I've heard of Jordan Woods, but not Jordan Ward.
I
That's
heard,
crazy to me. What?
heard of Michael Jordan.
That's crazy to me. I don't even feel like he's that underground.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
I never really heard of him. I
BJ
mean,
the
you also
wait,
never heard of Sabo,
BJ
which
the Chicago
surprises me.
kid?
Huh?
BJ the Chicago
I've heard of
kid?
him before, yeah.
Okay. We got some type of
Which if you ever hear me say talking about BJ
Hold
Armstrong,
on for a second. That's fair because you've heard of Saba and I've never heard of him.
right?
Okay, so that checks out. All right, cool.
Which I'm actually surprised. I would have thought you would have heard of Saba because Saba's done a lot of work with like Smino. He's done a lot of work with Toby Lou. He's done a lot of work, not a lot, but he's done some work with Toby Lou and Toby and
I
Smino,
would
some
have
other
thought
people.
you would have heard of Jordan Wall.
Yeah, this is how the cookie crumbles.
Wait. Now, once again, now we know, according to some people, we all listen to the same music. So wait, this is one of those moments again where it's just like, no, there are quite some differences, even in the same round. These guys are probably very
Yeah,
similar. Never heard of something before.
yeah.
But now, go ahead, Cheddar.
Isn't something though? Isn't Duckworth TDE or something?
If you're thinking of Kendrick Duckworth, he is.
You know, Tony Duckworth. Yeah.
What? Who's the Duckworth? Not Never mind.
To be fair, wait. To be fair, I made that joke, and I do not know who Duckworth is.
I've
So,
seen Duckworth somewhere. Anyway, it's not important. Uh, just run it back real quick. I would like to add Forever to my list of highlights. But no, like I said, all in all, because that's my biggest thing. I feel like Got Fired. I feel like I be doing too much. I feel like they'll set this up for some sort of concept that's not there. Which fully, you made a good point. I mean, I don't listen to many producer albums. It just feels like he's trying to do both though. Like it feels like he's trying to show you his beats, but also trying to put together some kind of concept. Whether it's I don't know, just kids chilling out in Chicago trying to get the I don't know. Anyway, um. I say all that to say, I give this a solid B minus. Somewhere teetering between C plus B minus. If there was a strong concept throughout this, I feel like I would have given this like easily given this like an A. But,
That's a lot
but there wasn't.
of concept.
I was like,
If there was something
wait.
more,
I gotta go back and look at our reviews because I gotta look at like, it kind of checks out because I think we did what? Did we do Good Kid, Mad City?
yeah, no, we did maybe I don't know. We did one of those Kendrick albums,
and
the one with the van on
like
it.
almost all of Kendrick off the concept albums, and Kobe was like A plus. Hey, give it
You
You
know
put
what? I didn't realize how much
A.
I actually like concept albums. I didn't realize it till we did these lives. But I really like concept albums. I think that was one of my complaints about Dear Silas. It's like it wasn't that strong of a
That,
concept throughout. Where it
that's
could
that,
be.
that don't check out because you gave Lauren Hill a B.
I didn't like that though because that whole thing was. But to be fair,
I said album all time.
I bet if you go and look at that review, I bet I said that I like the fact that they did the school kids thing because I did actually kind of like that.
Check.
But I didn't really care for the album though.
I love how this is like unveiling new listens for us. Right? This is just like I realized something about myself. If it
But
has no concept, if it has no vision, it has no
yeah.
truth.
But yeah, no, I give it a solid B minus, C plus B minus. Like I said, it probably would have been an A with a strong concept, but that's my rating. Woo, what do you rate this album?
I gave
Who? Woo?
Woo, not
it.
foo, but boo, woo, shoe, cool.
Who? Who?
I put on my shoe, then I talk to Woo as he calls True from across the room.
It's thicker than the flu. Who? No, I give it a B plus. It won't bad. Even though even the interludes they weren't bad because I feel like if you can make interlude music, then go ahead and do your thing. And he showed he could do that. I guess we'll say he's versatile when it comes to that. He can make a nice song. He can make a nice interlude, but his beat standing alone, you just
Side note. I will say, I don't really know if I've ever heard an interlude I liked, like in history. Like I don't know if I've ever heard an interlude
What
where I
about
was
for
just like, yeah,
free by Tip of Butterfly? Because isn't that technically an interlude?
I'm good on that.
There was an interlude on that Kyle album that was decent, but I can't remember what it was called.
I got a couple interludes, but they're pretty much songs. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
What's
thing.
that Kyle? What's that Kyle album?
Sometimes people call interludes. They'll call a track an interlude, but it's really a song. They just didn't put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
Like For Free, I didn't like For Free. Like I remember when I first listened to the Pimp a Butterfly, I was like, I'm good. I'm good from all this, bro.
Right, like what? one of my favorite interludes. I forgot what the name of it was, but it's on a Gucci mixtape, and it's a Young Dolph interlude. So basically, Young Dolph get up there, ride the beat for like a minute, and then go to the next song. I was like, dang, still fire. But
Go ahead,
these
40. I think I'm trying to find the interlude
What
that
about
I
the
like.
Mad Villainy stuff? What about the MF Doom Mad Villainy album?
Hold
Because
up.
there's a lot of interludes in that, but they
There's
kind of
also
work
a
with the
lot of
album.
wild. There's also a lot of wild moments and creative sounds throughout that entire thing. So if you want me to remember the exact interlude, it all kind of sounds like not nonsense, but it all kind of sounds like
It's like
an
old cartoon.
amalgamation of a bunch of different sounds. So an interlude's gonna fall through the cracks.
Okay, all right. Anyways, I'm gonna give this album a solid D. Man, nothing. Look, nothing on this album. Nothing on this album made me go like, oh shit, I'm missing this. You know what I'm saying? Like when Wikipedia is like, who is this guy? I feel the exact same way. The only thing this has done is, and this is something I'll
Nigga
give
come with the
this
punchline.
album credit for. No, I'll give him credit that this did put actual like artists on a level of like, oh, I should at least acknowledge their existence, right? But other than that, like there's nothing about this that I cared. Like, dude, it's not it. It
Would you give the Lauren Hill album?
he gave it a B.
The what
did I get
album?
the yeah.
The what
Yeah, because Lauren
album?
Hill's album was good. It's
I
not
just
for me.
don't like it. Yeah.
Where this thing just isn't impressive. The problem is what Fullo's talking about is like when you think about like producers, right? There's cats that like you really gel with, and there's cats where you just don't really gel with. I'm in that area, and the problem is the sounds that he's using. I've heard other producers kind of run that and make it their own, whereas he
Flag,
feels like he
flag,
doesn't make
flag,
it.
flag, flag. Only because and you set yourself up. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you and Cheddar said that y'all heard it as lo-fi. I don't hear it as lo-fi, but y'all say y'all heard it as lo-fi. The majority of lo-fi are recycled sounds. If we're just gonna be clear, literally
Yeah,
the basis for lo-fi is is reusing older sounds. So it's
yeah.
like,
No, 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 no. Hear me out. Hear
wait.
me out.
So I feel no. I'm just saying, me personally, I feel like that's a weird.
Go ahead.
It'd be like me getting mad at Alchemist for sampling. Like, why he ever come with something new? It's like, well, like this is his thing. It's just like this is like if you don't like this, fine. But like this is what he does.
Well, let me put it to you this way, right? There's times where cats who are producing, right, and they're doing like, I'll put it to you like this. You know how like Kanye really always knocks out of the park because he finds a sample to something that no one's heard or is just outside the beaten path, and he pulls out like just some random vocal track and he makes it into this whole other song because he likes the vocal track. And you're like, what track did he pick? And you're like, oh, he picked this one song from this album that was made in like the 1940s. In the same realm, like let's say, like if I was to do a proper comparison, Nascent to Nujabi, where I know I can understand where you don't hear the lo-fi, but if we go into like a house, hip hop, jazz infused album, I think Nujabi still can be comparable because that's what Nujabi was known for, is being this Japanese dude who was making like Asian jazz hip hop beats that were fucking smooth and buttery, and they also had like a very dreamy, airy effect where it was kind of chill. And the problem is, like, when you hear
We're
new
about to have
Jabbies, you're like, I hear it.
I'm gonna let you finish your review because we're about to have a different conversation. Because I think you're thinking of Nujabes as if he was like the Asian Jay Dilla, and I don't view it like that. But I'm gonna let you go.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying basically is that regardless of situation, Nascent did not make me feel like I need to pay attention to his work, is the main thing. And that's kind of the problem, is that if there's nothing for me to grasp onto, and the only thing that I was even slightly impressed by was this sounds Chicago as fuck, and that's because he was kind of like was playing with that track in general, but he also threw that track away because he just put some bullshit over it and just kind of let that track completely just meander. I'm just like, all right, cool. So you don't really care. You like this one sound. You don't really care about trying anything else. Cool, we're good. So that's why I give it a D, because I just after like a couple like tracks, I'm just like, I'm good, dude. I don't like the sound you're going for. It's not for me. But anyways, that's me. So we'll go ahead and take it.
All right, so I give it probably a B minus. I'm on the same level. I'm on the same page as Kofi. I feel like it's for what it brings, and also once again, I'm pretty satisfied with
Is that
it.
a Raptors hockey jersey?
Yeah. Yes,
He's
sir.
he,
You know what I'm saying?
really very.
Are you paying
Eastern
for the
Conference
stadium? Is that
Kings,
what you're doing
baby.
now?
Huh?
You're getting you're getting everything from Toronto Raptors so
Hey,
that they can
listen.
keep paying for players.
Shout out to
You're not
Santa
doing nothing.
Claus for hooking me up this year, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the love. But go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, full up.
But nah. So what was I saying? But no, like this is about. I would say it's about 60 or 70% like hits for me. But what does hit, and what doesn't, I'm kind of just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. It's a producer track. I'm not like gonna be heavily critical. Like for instance, I am very heavily critical of artists like albums because you're getting me like production, engineering, you're giving me lyricism, you're giving me vocals, all on the same track. So there's more to like criticize. When you're just giving me beats, it's kind of like, well, depending on what you wanted this to sound like, I can't. It's kind of hard for me to criticize what this was supposed to sound like. Like, when's the last time we did a rap album or a rock album or anything like that, and we were like, well, I know what this was supposed to sound like, and this doesn't sound like that. That's not like that. Now that was one of my criticisms for I think what was it? Maybe the Animal Collective album because kind of like what 40 is doing now. When you compare someone's sound to another person's sound, what you're essentially saying is you don't sound like them, and what I don't like, I'm going to point out the differences. And I've kind of like grown a little bit over like the course of us doing this like stuff to where it's just like I'm a little bit more open to like, hey, I'm gonna analyze what you give me. We can analyze just that. And so that's why like for me when I hear stuff like this, maybe it's because I've been listening to a lot more producers. Like there's a guy who works for Griselda named Derringer. A lot of people say Derringer sounds like Alchemist, his production. It's kind of like, well, if you listen to both of them independently, it's kind of like, well, Derringer kind of sounds like Derringer, Alchemist sounds like Alchemist. So it's like I don't hear Nujabes when I hear this because Nujabes makes completely different music to me. I don't hear Nujabes when I hear listen to Jay Dilla because they make completely different music. So yeah, I'm kind of like B minus, pretty solid. The songs I'm gonna take away from it, I'm gonna take away. And the songs I'm not gonna take away, I don't think they're bad. I'm just not gonna listen to them again. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I do want
Hey,
to say though that like I'm not comparing him. Okay, I am comparing him to Javis, but what I'm actually really comparing him to is like I didn't know if you like as you said like you don't know if he's lo-fi. I literally pulled up lo-fi YouTube, played the beat, and I'm like, oh, it's the same thing, cool. And I don't know who they picked on that. So I'm like, for me, if
Well, I
you
mean,
are a
I feel like if I
producer,
play, if, I feel like if I typed in rock music and I heard a guitar riff, paused it, and I was just like, man, this sounds like all rock music. It's like, well, yeah, it's like it's about it's a little bit about more than just that. But it depends on how you see the art form. Like if you're talking about lo-fi, which you're talking about lo-fi, if you're talking about lo-fi, the majority of that is going to sound a very specific way. I've heard lo-fi songs sample the same songs that Kanye samples. They don't sound the same because there's more than just sampling the old song. It's about how you are actually mixing it and putting it together. That's like a hip hop conversation, but we can do that later.
okay, I'm just
well,
look. All I'm saying is that this album didn't. I don't know how to put it. I was hoping to find something to latch to and be like, yo, that's cool. I didn't find it. I didn't find it on this album. I didn't see it. I didn't see that much attempt to make it that kind of way. Nothing stuck out to me. So that's my problem with it is that it just it was his sound, but it wasn't anything interesting. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyways,
well, shoot, that is the review for Minus the Bullshit. Life's great. Another. It is okay. Except worse shit up.
Okay.
But once again, shout out to Sincere Moet. I guess we're gonna switch it up for next week. Next week is Justin's week, and we're gonna let him go. But after that, we'll let Sincere choose an album, and we'll let her review. For appreciation for helping us out through the Secret Santa. But Justin, did she tell you what album you are getting gifted this week?
uh, I don't think so.
All right. Well, she told me, and she says,
Hey,
"Let's motivation 101."
Let's
Girl.
go! Let's
what is
go!
it?
For those of y'all that don't know, 40 doesn't really like Jeezy like that.
Actually, I'll be real
Wait.
with you. I'll be real with you. I didn't know if that's true. I didn't know that. However, now that I do know that, just know it's gonna be a hard week for you. It's gonna be a hard week for you because,
Wait,
like,
no,
here's
wait.
the here's the. You know how I just said all that stuff about how I've learned to expand my mind and be more accepting of other people's genres and everything else like that. You don't like Jeezy, nigga. I don't like you. That's just how it is. Like I can't trust nobody who don't like Jeezy. You wanna know why? Because when people love talking all this spiritual, miracle, lyrical shit and all this other shit, hey man, guys, Wu-Tang is fantastic, blah blah, all that stuff. When I play some Jeezy for you, or when someone plays some Jeezy for you, if you can't vibe to one or two or three or four or five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11 songs by Jeezy, that's a you thing. Like you gotta look in the mirror and you gotta be like, what is wrong with me that I'm not getting this? So like I let the stuff go before, but you stepped wrong this week for you.
Wait, what?
Let what Jenna said be true and you don't like Jeezy. Jay
Oh, it's
Jenkins?
definitely true. I'll be on record right now and
He
saying
said that about
I've
the
never
song.
listened
Yeah,
to
he
Jeezy
said
and
that
been
about
like,
the
let me go
song.
ahead and put that back on right
Hey,
quick. Play that track.
Wait,
hey, man. Guess what? It takes time for some people to be converted. It's all
real
good.
quick, because
It's all good.
I was
Just
too
make.
busy
Hey, you
laughing.
got starting today. You got 6 days to get converted. That's it.
Wait, real quick, because I
Just
was
make
too
it
busy
count.
laughing. Which level of motivation are we going for this week? 101, 102, 103. Which
It's
level?
101.
Hey, okay.
He gets
Okay.
started. You know,
Back to basics.
but
And then, hey,
He don't even like. That's the thing. He don't even know. Like he don't even know, bro. Like it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to like. It's gonna be hard for him, and I gotta be understanding. It's like a Pastor Young, some would say, talking to like a new fresh recruit and be like, "You ain't never even read the Bible, have you? You don't know nothing about no bricks, no white, no nothing. You over here. I can't believe I gave us a Boldy James album and expected 40 to follow along. They don't know what the fuck he talking about.
hey,
What?
40. Hey,
Soccer mom.
40.
40's probably listening to it. It's like, why does he keep talking about soccer mom bands? Like, just skip over that
Hey,
part, sweetheart. Just,
40. Hey, 40. Hey,
just go
40. 40.
ahead.
What are you about to get into next?
What? Oh, yeah, we're trying to do the album review. Oh, no, that's what. Are we talking
No.
about
No, no.
the movie?
What are you about to get into next, bro?
Oh,
man,
what are you talking about? Like just the movie? Like the movie
No,
thing we're trying to do?
no.
Okay.
Don't 40, what you about to get into next, bro?
what is wrong?
What are you talking about?
What you about to get?
I'm still, I
Damn,
haven't
let
gotten
somebody
over the
answer the
fact that
question.
I have been out
Hold on.
listening to
Hey,
Jeezy for an hour and
What you about to
17
get
minutes.
into next, bro?
Nah, give him another chance,
I,
man. Give him
What
another
do you,
chance.
40, what you about to get into next?
Listening to Jeezy, I
And
guess.
then what? Y'all done ruined the punchline.
Um,
Hey,
Look, look, time, put it on me.
40. Before Wu sends us off, hold on. Before Wu sends us off, I just want something to be clear between us right now. Music is like in movies, art, all types of things. It's for many varied opinions. There's no right, there's no wrong.
And then what?
How however, every so often, and I know deep down inside you, you're the guy who you're like, I'm
45 about to kick him
anti-establishment,
out.
rebel, and we listen to
Hey,
gospel music and emo, fight the power. I know all that's inside of you. This is what
8732. What is 8732?
let me finish. This is one of those things where it's just like you can listen to this album and come away with the wrong opinion. I'm sorry. This is just one of those things. It's like watching Star Wars and coming away from it thinking it's a good movie. It's not. Some things are objectively wrong. So I wish this upon you, my brother. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I hope that you can figure it out.
yo, 8732 is if you look at the numbers on the
8732, what
front,
it do?
8732 is USDA. I never would have known. Never knew that, man.
Oh, also
USDA is the
side
flip.
note. Hold on. Before we sign off, side note. While we were doing the review earlier, I did find some interludes. I don't know if you can call them interludes. Technically, they were called skits on the mixtape. Wiz Khalifa's Cushion Orange Juice had several skits. I bump all of them. So, because he had a couple where he sounded like an old school DJ. He was like listening to some old records and everything, whatever. We were there for that. Was there for all that.
Also, for
I don't. But
those of
that's
y'all
not
that
really
don't
an
know,
interlude.
USDA does not stand for the United States Department of Agriculture. It stands for the United States Dope Boys of America. Just so y'all know. But anyway, USDA is the click.
Wait,
8732, what it is.
But it also doesn't stand for United States Department of Agriculture. It stands for United States Drug Administration. Wait, what did you think? Why did you think he
Listen!
called it the USDA? Wait, why did you think he called
Listen!
it the USDA?
USDA, they do all the food stuff, man. It's the Agriculture Department of U.S. Department of Agriculture, man. They do food, not the Food and Drugs. It's FDA, USDA, FCC can't ban me.
You just said the right one. You just said the right one. It's the Food and Drug Administration over here, and the United States Drug Administration. All
Listen,
right.
Dope Boys of America. I'm out. How do I get off of this thing, man? I can't even log out, bro. My phone's